the environment conditions you to normalize certain things. For example, if you're in the ends every single day, we have to normalize that someone might snake you. Then when you normalize why that someone might snake you, it could be your own brethren or your own bro, you then have to respond and operate in a way that is not normal to the average person. It's until you move away from the ends. And when they say, often say, you got to get at the ends, people don't actually give context to why you need to get at the ends. It's not because it's just dangerous. It's got nothing, it's got part of it to do with that, but more than that, it's the mentality you develop when you stay there. You normalize things that's not normal. And before you know it, you go around operating like you're actually going to kill people. This ain't normal. It's dangerous. Like, what are you talking about? You're wired in such a way because you have to survive. And in order to survive in that, you have to be prepared. And in order to be prepared, you have to slightly be as devious as the person that's devious towards you. Then when you move out of the ends and you're kind of in another location that's not that environment that you're used to, you start seeing that people then turn around and say, calm down, why are you behaving like that? And then it takes a bit of time to adjust to the new groups and the new people that you're around, because what you're used to is, okay, we're talking. Yeah, I'm not on it. Yeah, because you're a dickhead. Whereas when someone else from another area now, from another part of a social group, different environment says, no, I don't want that kind of problem. It's like, you'd struggle to say you're a dickhead after that. Like, they've just told you, no, they don't want that. Look, we don't have to do this. Why do you feel that you need to do this? And that's because what you've understood from where you are is that in actual fact, you are constructed to operate this way in that form because of that environment. Which is, if you are going to still live in ends, there's nothing wrong with living in ends. However, you need to humble yourself when you live in ends, and you need to have different social groups away from ends. That way, when you come back to the area, when certain guys tell you some wild things, you could turn around and say, yeah, no, I don't want to do this. No. Because this ain't normal. But when you're surrounded by people that normalize these things, that's not really trauma. That's just product of your environment. In order for you to help that, you need to kind of change the environment a bit. Which is, you need to give a certain percent here, certain percent here, certain percent there, certain percent there, so that when it comes time for your thinking process, you don't automatically think shanking. Sometimes you could stop and think, let's talk. Because you've learned over in other places that, we can talk and figure this out. You know what? You learn so well in other places that you then realize that it's hopeless talking to you guys in the end. Because you don't always think, well, you tend to believe your own lies. And that you want to believe because you want to be violent. And you want to be violent because that's what your norm is. So we've normalized, remember back in the day, yeah, we have a fight, boom, 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 1-on-1. Whoever wins, wins. Then after we can be friends. Dude.
How about we don't fight?
But we've normalized it. We say, yeah, no, yeah. Oh, whoever wins, yeah. All right, cool. Then tomorrow we're friends again. I just beat you up yesterday, but we're friends now again. I just had to let you know that you're beneath me, innit? Huh? But you want to be my friend. So then the question now begins, what does a friend mean to you in this environment? Because what I'm learning from other environments is that the term friend means
brotherhood,
so many different things.
Trustworthy, all of those.
And they don't consider that beating each other up is normal.
It's primitive behavior.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not, I don't consider that to be trauma. I could consider that to be like product of your environment. Yeah. As far as like, let's say relationships, That unfortunately is trauma because of the experiences that you've either had with someone before you got in a relationship or the experiences that you've seen from others.
How much do you feel like your parents play a part in it?
Oh, a massive part in it. But they don't play a part in it because of what they say, because of what you see.
What about you personally? How did it affect you?
Well, with my mum, I say how it affected me is trust. The nature of the relationship between my mum and my dad didn't allow me to see the beauty in trust. It didn't even allow me to see the beauty in being vulnerable. My mum trained me in a way where no woman can useless me. She didn't train me in a way where I can truly see the value of a woman beyond cooking and cleaning. And even then, the cooking and cleaning, she built it, pushed it in me to do so that no woman can useless me. But in actual fact, what you did was basically tell me, without telling me, that I don't need a woman. And then, fast forward. I mean, it's good, don't get me twisted, to a degree, because of course, I can stand on my own 2 feet. But it doesn't help when you want to work with a woman to build a life of a woman. Because then the question now is what value do you have as a woman to me? Now, at one point, I can honestly say I don't think women had value. I didn't know. I know they're valuable, but I couldn't tell you what the value of a woman was to me. It was much like university. You just did it. You just had a girlfriend. If I'm feeding myself, I'm cleaning myself, I'm paying myself, I'm apart from Tuntun, what else? What else can you really do for me? But we know that we need to have a woman, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Can you see the trauma behind that? I'm not even thinking to have a woman and let's build together. I'm thinking to have a woman, I'll do my own thing, but you can be there with me, but you have your own thing as well. So that nobody can rubbish anyone later. Do you get what I'm saying?
Very defensive.
Very, very, very defensive. But then you want a woman. So that no one actually teaches you how to be with a woman. And the unfortunate part with the trauma is that the only way you learn how to be with a woman is by fucking over many other women. Because you don't learn from your parents, you learn from your experiences. So when you went out with that girl, if cheating was normal, the next one you probably wouldn't cheat. But then the next one you're learning something else. Then you're learning something else. Do you know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you've got to the fifth girlfriend. Unfortunately for the other 4 girlfriends, they've had to go through a trauma with you now because of how you treated them when you were trying to figure out what kind of man you are. Do you get what I'm saying? And now when they go and meet another guy, the trauma of you, Gabz, is that I was with a guy, I know what guys are like. Guys they don't call you all the time. They don't really care. Well, that trauma's come from me. Because that's the impression you got from me.
Why are you so happy?
I'm not happy. It's like, when you
No,
like, when you see it clearly, like, it's like, I did that to you. But the reality is I did that to you unknowing. Because remember, I'm learning on the job. Do you get what I'm saying?